So, ladies, it's a difficult thing to talk about, to launch into a question, but you've both had a journey with cancer. Peaches, you just mentioned it, but Amanda, you have as well. Do you mind telling us a little bit about that?
I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer in 2002. I was diagnosed 24 hours after having my second son. So it was quite weird, giving life and then being told it might be taken away. So it was a highly emotional time. But I think you know, as you said, Peaches, and many of you here will know, it's one of those things that I'm a reasonably intelligent woman, but once you're given a diagnosis, I had absolutely no idea what I was about to get into. And that's scary, that your world is turned upside down. So it is so important to have that support around. And I'm very happy to say that I'm coming up to 17 years since that diagnosis. Interesting, at the time, I call it my hand-to-hand combat. So when I was diagnosed, it was, you know, I did everything I was told to do. I said to them, you tell me what to do and I will absolutely do it. 100%, I will give it absolutely everything. But I will not do it, you know, will not let it take over my life, because I had 2 very young children. But I didn't deal with the emotional side. And I think a lot of people can't, because you're in that hand-to-hand combat. But it does come back. You do have to pay at some point. And I was, you know, it came back up years later. And I still have triggers now. We're 17 years on, and I still have triggers now. So it is really important to be able to have that support, and the support that Penny Bron are looking for today, the psychological support, is, you know, as in my case, 17 years on, still really essential. So I don't know how it was for you.
I, like you, was diagnosed at a very critical point in my life. It was my 49th birthday, or the eve of my 49th birthday. And it was also the eve of my husband's birthday, because we both share the same birthday. So, I found my little lump, my petit pois, as they call it. Sounds better in French, doesn't it? Don't know, it's something about the French language that really works. But I thought, well, I've done everything right. I don't weigh the wrong weight. I don't eat meat, and I hadn't eaten meat by that time for 10, 15 years. So it wasn't the diet thing. I'm a pretty strong, tough bird. So the emotion thing didn't get me. But what I found here at Penny Bron was that meditation bit, the therapies, you know, the aromatherapy, the massage, all of those things that enabled me to relax. Really helpful. I don't think the mind got me, but it was just that, you know, you want to keep going. And that's what life is about. You want to keep going, don't you? Yeah.
You're both incredibly busy people. How did you balance that when you were working? You've got 2 kids. You're always working as well. How did you try and balance that?
I'm a workaholic. So I had the surgery. I had mastectomy, and then went straight to work because there was a gap between that and the chemo starting. So I thought, I can squeeze in a job. So I did this job, and then started chemo. And after my second one, my hair started coming out. And of course, I had a 3-year-old and a newborn. So to not terrify my 3-year-old. I made a game of it, and I said, should we shave Mama's hair? And I made it a game, so I got him to shave my hair, so me not having hair wouldn't freak him out. He was part of a little joke that we were playing on Papa. So that was the way I got around that. But also the job that I'd just been doing, so they called up and said, we need some pickups, we need you to, I went, I've got no hair. They went, oh, okay, then maybe we'll just leave that. So I did that, that was my way of doing it. I just kept doing things. And of course I had a newborn baby, so that really kind of kept me on my toes.
Well, I was running Business in the Community, one of Prince Charles' charities, at the time here in the Southwest. So, like you, I also had a mastectomy and a reconstruction, which means they basically unzip your back and twist it around underneath your arm and create a flap to give you a breast. It all sounds really simple until it happens. And you realize that you really need your back quite a lot in life. And that if you move yourself in particular ways, your breast moves in the other. Sorry, guys. But, you know, we're women. So, after this reconstruction, I did take a little while off. I'm not quite as brave as you are, Amanda. But my first day back at work, for the Prince of Wales, we had to lead what we called a seeing is believing visit. So I had a whole range of businessmen that we had to take to various locations in Swindon. And I'm barely able to get on and off this coach, which is, you know, what it's like to get onto a coach. You have to step up really high and take a couple of 3 steps to get in and up. And then you have to come out and go down. And to do all of those things, you need to use your back. Guess what? It was absolutely awful. But there was no getting around it. You know, you just had to do.
How much did you share what you were going through? Did you keep it very private, or did you share it with colleagues and the wider community?
I think I was surprised about how little was spoken about breast cancer at that point, how little we shared, and I think that's part of the thing that's what's so brilliant about this, and the attitude we have now about it, because as you said, it can be a lonely journey. It's only you going through it, but it affects a whole community of people around you, the people that care and love for you, but it's only you that's going through it. So it can feel like a lonely experience. It can feel very isolating. That's why this worked so well, because there were times I can't tell you the number of people who, out of care and love for me, would call up and say, "Oh, I've heard. I'm there for you," and they'd end up in tears, and I'd end up counselling them. So in a lot of ways, it ended up that I had nowhere to go. I was very open about it, and I wanted to share it because I thought that we can take the stigma out of it. Then that is one fewer thing that we have to be concerned about. But I found there was nowhere for me, and sometimes all I wanted to do was just scream and cry without freaking friend or family out. And they were all taking the pace of everything from me. So I was always very strong, positive, but on occasion I just wanted to stand in a room and scream. And that's what's brilliant about this, is there are other people there who just go, "All right, finished now? So let's carry on," and you can do that, and that makes it normal. It's so important to be able to do that. But I do think the more we share about it, the more we talk about it, the less isolated people will be.
Yeah. Well, I've had the joy of cancer twice, so I'm in 2 classes. So I'm in the class of 2003, which was when I had a mastectomy. I'm in the class of 2017, when I had the radiotherapy and the rest of the surgery. They weren't related. They were 2 separate, very different cancers, both of them breast. the first time, I think my hardest moment was when I had to tell my colleagues, guess what, I'm not very well. Actually, I'm healthy, but I'm just dying. Because that's the way you feel. You feel really healthy when you're diagnosed, but you're dying. So that was the toughest thing. The second time, I got the confirmation from my consultant on the same day that it was revealed that I was Her Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of the Bristol. So 2 good letters came through the post on that day. So I started this role going through cancer treatment, and so was very open, therefore, about what was going on. And actually tweeted the photograph of my last day in radiotherapy. Because when I went in, and those of you that know me know that I wear a flower. So every day that I had radiotherapy, I went in and I gave the front desk a flower, and I gave the radiotherapy team a flower. So on the last day, I gave everybody flowers and tweeted the photograph. So much more open. So, you know, life has changed, thank goodness. We don't have to bottle these things up anymore. We don't have to feel ashamed about it, because guess what? You know, 1 in 9 women will have breast cancer, and men also have breast cancer.
Wow. Do we have any questions out in the room?
We've scared them all.
I know. Hi.
Yeah, I have a question, which is, if there was one thing that made it easier in terms of talking about it, what would that be?
Did everyone hear that?
Yes. Yeah.
In terms of talking about it, I think it's talking about it to other people that have been through it. There was an interesting article in the Times earlier this week, a female breast surgeon who had been working in her field for a long time and giving very, great advice to her various patients, actually got breast cancer and said she didn't fully understand until she had been through it. And I think that is the beauty of being able to share with other people, is there's a deeper understanding when you share with people who have travelled the same journey as you. So I think that's really important.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Cancer changes you. Those of you in the room that have had cancer or know, it does change you. It leaves an indelible print. And for some people, that can be a very positive thing. For some people, that can be a very negative thing. And I'm always glass half full. Actually, glass is 3/4. A glass is full.
There's a lady over there.
Hi, Peaches and Amanda. It's Christina Rubino, and I was here at the very start of the Bristol Cancer Health Centre, and I just want to recognise and actually admire and honour what you both said, because the essence of what Penny and Pat brought to this in the very early days, when it was a fledgling centre in what was my old school in Clifton, was the importance of support. And you both touched on that, and I just want to bring it back to Laura and everything that Laura had to deal with, because don't forget that when you're building a support group, and I just need to say this, and Laura really touched on it, you have to consider your family, your father, your mother, your brother, your son, your daughter, whatever. But there is also an alienation that Penny acknowledged when you move out beyond that, and you have to build maybe an external group, and you're working with this world, you're not acting or whatever you're doing. And I just was really thrilled to hear you say the importance of support, because that is what the essence for me of Penny Bond is. It's building that support group. And sometimes you don't know these people, they're not friends. Actually, they're often not friends, but it's really important. And I just think it's great that we've paid attention to that today, because that is really essential. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a great question.
Bearing in mind you can't do much, what is the best way to be a person?
Do you know what? That's such a brilliant question, and it is such a difficult thing. That's what I said. It's one of those weird dichotomy. You're traveling that journey. You are the only one going through it, but actually, you're not. There's a whole community around you, and it's so difficult to know what to do. I think the thing is take the lead from whoever, because they will be able to dictate the pace, the tone of how they're going to approach whatever there lies ahead for them. This is the best way you can help and do something. And I know it's so difficult for family and friends around, because it's that impotency. There is nothing really you feel that you can do. But I think you take the tone, the pace, and everything from whoever's involved, and support this, because this is invaluable. The treatments here, the counselling, the support network that's here from those that have been through it and those that are within this discipline is invaluable. So being here today and supporting this is a really good way of doing that.
I will echo that, and I'll give you 3 examples of really good friendship moves. When I was first diagnosed, one of my friends said, look, I'll do anything you need. I'll come and I'll wash the clothes. I'll wash your hair. You know, and I thought, that is just really wonderful. I had another friend who lives in London, and she came down dressed as Little Red Riding Hood. And she was wearing this great red cape. It was in the middle of winter, and she had this great big wicker basket with her that was full of food, and she cooked my husband and I the most glorious lunch. You know, it was just amazing. And the third thing that was great was I had a friend who said, well, when's the last time you bought a bra? We're going bra shopping. And we did. We had an absolute hoot of a time trying on bras. She told me, you're not doing it right, you know. That bra makes you look 10 years older. Oh, okay, yes, all right, fine, Andrea. Yes. But it was just the really practical things that were so uplifting and so helpful. Yeah. Thank you for that. Very good.